What up, folks, and welcome to the STS podcast. I've got the amazing Rowan Zunckel. Thank you for joining us on the show.
It's my absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Listen, like I've been wanting to have you on for a while now. I was hoping actually to have you on towards the end of last year after you had competed at the meet you were going for, but things didn't quite go according to plan. Like, just tell us a little bit about what went through in that period. Like, what did it feel like working that hard, looking like you were about to achieve everything that you wanted to achieve, and then your body just betraying you at the last second?
Oh man, I actually want to cry when I think about it. Sorry, I might actually be emotional because I dropped my kids off at boarding school yesterday, and I am quite the emotional person at the moment. But yes, I mean, flip. I mean, life happens, obviously, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was absolutely devastated. I mean, it felt like I had been working the whole year, really. I mean, I was supposed to compete in May, so really was looking forward to that. Also, like, strength was great, everything was going great. And then 4 weeks before that meet, I actually got COVID. Not too bad though, but I mean enough to have affected my training. So
yeah, of course.
Might have rushed, yes. So I might have rushed getting back into the training side of things a little bit too soon, and then I actually ended up hurting myself. So I pulled something in my back, nothing serious, but I had to pull out of that meet, which was devastating in itself. But then I thought, you know what, I've still got the rest of the year. I mustn't be too down on myself. Let's just focus on something else. So at that time, I thought, okay, well, let's do nationals, which was going to be in August. So I thought, okay, we'll just push a few more months. It wouldn't be too much more hectic on my body already. Chatted to my coach, Lowell, and that's what we were going to work for. So started working towards that goal, and things were looking good too. But then my husband got invited to World Champs clay pigeon shooting, which is massive because it's never ever really been had in South Africa before. So it was in South Africa last year. So I said to him, you know what, this opportunity is never going to come again. And if it does, it's going to be like years and years later. You do this and we'll focus on this for now. So pulled out of nationals, went to World Champs, and I thought, okay, well, what meets do I have left that I can actually compete? And Iron Gladiators is always in November, and I love Iron Gladiators. That was actually the first comp that I've ever competed in. Yeah, so I thought, you know what, let me do Iron Gladiators. It is pushing myself now a little bit to the extreme because I have been basically in comp prep for months and months. And then started working towards that, and things were going marvelously. I was feeling good. Strength was great. Like you said, I had planned on doing these amazing numbers that I still hope I can do. But and then my body just started to break down. You know, it wasn't just physical breakdown. Obviously, you know, being a powerlifter, the mental stress of that heavy lifting, emotional stress. You know, I'm also a mom. So I had my kids are both in two different schools. My oldest has a learning disability. So I was very hands-on with that too. So I had that also going on, and it was just, I think, a combination of mental stress, obviously physical stress, psychological stress, and my health just deteriorated, and I actually ended up getting really sick. Morning of comp, I mean, I had cold sweats, and I said to my husband, no, take me, drive me there, I'm going to be fine, just take me there, once I'm there I'll be fine. Got to the meet, and I mean, I just started feeling worse and worse. And when I went to actually go do my rack heights, and I loaded that bar on my back, and it felt like I was literally putting 200 kgs on my back, and that was an empty barbell. And I was like, you know what? I'm actually just going to hurt myself today. I'm definitely not going to pull the numbers I want to pull. What am I actually here to achieve? And it just wasn't worth it at the end of the day. And my husband, after he saw me do my rack heights, he actually said to me, he said, Weenie, I'm taking you home. And I'm actually so glad he did that, because he came home, and for the next 2 weeks I actually couldn't get out of bed. I was so sick. I had bronchial, it hadn't turned into pneumonia yet, but it was on the verge, and it took me a long time to feel better. So in hindsight, it was devastating just for all that hard work, but I have learned some valuable lessons from last year regarding balance in your life. Not just, you can't just push yourself all the time. You need to take all aspects of your lifestyle into consideration, and maybe just taking a few steps back so you can take a leap forward is what's needed. So even though it was really crap, it's not over. I can still do what I want to do. I just need to be more just more in tune with my body and my mind, and I've learned from those mistakes. So hopefully that will never be a repeat.
But I can totally get the mindset you were in, though, because I think you posted one of your statuses, like the one of the deadlifts you pulled was like what you imagined your lifetime goal deadlift would be. So it's like you're on the verge of achieving what you have always wanted to achieve. Like in your mind, when you set that goal, like that was the end goal, and you're right there. I can totally put myself in a mind space where it's like, listen, just push a little bit longer and you achieve everything you always wanted to. Like, you'll be fine.
Yes.
Just keep going.
Yes.
If knowing me, if I was you, if I was at the meet, even if I'm having dizzy spells while doing rack heights, I would have probably still attempted.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I tell you, the people at the meet were so supportive too. I mean, obviously everyone knew I was going to compete at this meet, and there was pressure. There was quite a few people there coming to see and all that jazz. And they were so supportive. But I mean, you know what? It was just not going to happen. And my husband actually just said to me, Winnie, you're going to hurt yourself. I mean, I even started warming up for squat. I thought, you know what? Once I start warming up, I'm going to be absolutely fine, and I'm just going to push through. But then I thought, you know what am I doing this for? Is it for my ego? Yeah. And I think it would have been ego lifting. And yeah, I'm still glad I pulled out when I did. You know what? I wouldn't have done myself any justice by carrying on with the meet.
Yeah, no, 100%. Especially with the expectations everyone, present company included, had of you going into that meet. It would have the news of you being sick would have come way after the news of you just having a bad meet would have come out. Like, no one would have actually known what's out. So it's a good thing you actually pulled out. But like on a lot of what you talked about now, like I can imagine it is difficult balancing being a wife, being a mother, being a powerlifter, which can be a very demanding sport physically and mentally. Like, how do you find? Well, you didn't get the balance quite 100% spot on last year, but in the years leading up to last year, like what's been your strategy around that?
You know, if I'm 100% honest, if I didn't have the husband I have, I don't think I would have been able to get to the point where I am now. Because if you don't have a supportive partner, first of all, I mean, you're always going to be fighting. He's not going to understand, because powerlifting for me, it's all consuming. Like, especially when I have a big goal, like I will 1000% throw all my energy, all my time. I can be quite selfish with my lifting. And my husband is just absolutely remarkable. I mean, he also lifts, but I think he only lifts to spend time with me, if I'm honest, because that's just like what I love. I love to train. I can train for 3 to 4 hours a day quite easily, and it's not just lifting. Where it's like just sitting there thinking about what I'm going to do, warming up. I just love it so much. So if it wasn't for my husband and my kids, actually, my kids also know how much I love to lift, and they are also really proud of me, which I appreciate. So like, they always ask me, Mom, so what did you lift today? And then I'll tell them, and then we have like a conversation around lifting and stuff. So my family's very, very supportive. And if I didn't have that, I don't think I would be where I am now, and I don't think I would be competing, to tell you the truth. So I mean, as far as the balance thing goes, like, I always prioritize my kids and my husband first. Like, if if I have a goal that I want to achieve, I'll chat to them first and I'll say, look, this is what I really want to do this year. These are the meets available to me this year. Obviously, I need to work out timelines and stuff. That's really important. Like, I don't just sign up to a meet and then like, okay, well, now I'll start training. Like comp prep, I will plan out those weeks, months in advance, so that everything ties up with regards to my schedule and my kids and my husband and what he's going on and what my kids have going on. So all in all, it's really is your support structure. If you don't have a support structure, if you don't have those people backing you, it's just not going to work, to tell you the truth.
No, 100%, 100%. Especially at like your level, being an elite powerlifter. I don't think people give the credit it deserves. Where it's even though powerlifting isn't a full-on professional sport, in order to get to the elite levels, you have to treat it as if it's a professional sport. Like for instance, I was having a conversation that day. It's like, I knew exactly which meets I'm doing the whole of 2023 down to the last meet I'm doing. I knew that before my last meet of last year was done. Like, I already planned out the year. I'm like, okay, roughly speaking, I want to be able to do that one, and that one. That's my 2023 year, and I'm setting up for that. But like, if you do the whole, I'm feeling really strong right now, let me just hoy in here. It's like, you might do well, you might not, but you're not putting yourself in a position for great success. So I can imagine at your level, it's much the same.
Absolutely, and also like, to compete more than like once or twice a year on our bodies at this level too is hectic. Especially, I mean, I don't want to say I'm old, but I am an older athlete, and recovery is harder for me, just plain and simple. So I really don't like to compete more than twice a year. So I will take those two comps, make sure there's a good gap between the two, and plan accordingly so that I can recover and I'm not too hard on my body.
No, 100%. But tell me, like, are you able to give any juicy details? Like, what is your plan for this year? What's your redemption story? Because there's a lot of people who are keen to know.
Yes, so I was invited to Elite Raw, but that's in May. And with my kids going to boarding school, I wasn't 100% sure what their schedule was going to look like. And I didn't want to mess Dan and all the organizers around. So I actually have declined that invite. So I won't be at Elite Raw. But my husband might be, actually. So he might be competing. Well, he is. He's accepted the invite as a master. So he will be there, which is good because he needed a goal. But for me personally, I think if I had to choose now, and I'm still on the fence, I'm still kind of deciding with timelines and stuff, I think my first meet would probably be WPC Nationals, which would be in June. And then I would really like to go overseas with the team to Worlds, which is in the UK, which would be a really nice team thing to go to. So if I had to choose, those would be my two for the year. But we'll see.
That's pretty. Those are good stages to sort of like draw out the numbers that you're expecting to draw. Because I had you in my little prediction game I play with Nicole. I had you topping the SA women's list. Like, I'm pretty confident you're going to be the new SA number one the next time you step on stage. Are you having similar goals for yourself? Like, where are you seeing yourself?
If I'm honest with you, that's never really been like a goal of mine. Like, it would be nice. Like, I have thought about it. If I'm being totally honest, I mean, I'm not going to lie. It has crossed my mind, but like after last year and what happened last year, my whole mindset has changed since then too. Like, I've actually had to have a real, like, deep inner talk to myself, if you say, and I just like say to myself, like, that is actually not the end goal. The end goal is to walk into a meet just feeling great. Like, I just want to feel great and confident and have fun, which I haven't felt for a long time. So if I can get that right, I think I would be really, really happy, because I don't want to have a repeat. Like, going into a meet feeling shit and your body's run down and you're sore and you're injured, but you just pushing through. Like I've done that like the last 2 meets, and I haven't enjoyed those meets, even though I've pulled some decent numbers. I would really just like to walk into a meet feeling good, confident, and just happy and have fun. Because I think if you have fun, you do well regardless.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, and it is actually I found the better I got at powerlifting, the less and less I started. I would enjoy a meet in hindsight, like, oh, it went exactly to plan. I'm happy, and I enjoyed it in hindsight. I find that my last few meets is always like I'm anxious, like up to here from the second I walk in up until that last deadlift. I can't actually calm down and enjoy the moment.
Oh my gosh, I'm exactly the same. Like my husband actually trained me. He's like, Winnie, I think this must be your last meet, because like 4 weeks before the meet, my anxiety starts to kick in, and like for 4 weeks, I'm shitting myself. Like, oh, okay, I'm 4 weeks out. Holy shit. Okay, now I'm 3 weeks out. And then when it gets to the meet, I'm like, I've worked myself up so much that I actually like don't enjoy it. I don't take it all in. And then like after I've pulled that last deadlift too, I'm like, okay, no shit, that was awesome. Let's do it all over again. Yes. Yeah. I'm like, damn it. Like just calm down, enjoy it, enjoy your training, take it all in. Like failure is part of the process too. I'm so afraid of failing that even like that gets into my mind too. And like that's okay. Like if you fail, you fail. Like it is what it is.
It's gotten so bad for me. Like I've actually told my friends and family to like not come to meet. I'm like, listen, like you're just gonna make me more anxious, and then in between lifts, I have to like entertain you. I just want to be by myself. I want to just do the meet, and then afterwards we can celebrate.
I'm speaking to my twin. I'm exactly the same. I'm like, no, don't worry about coming. I'm fine. I don't need support. Like Bruce will send you videos. Don't worry. Because I don't want to talk to you while you're there to support me. I cannot talk to you. I'm trying to stay focused. Yeah, I'm exactly the same.
Yeah, it's actually there's lots of different lifters, but I find like I skew heavily that way. Whereas like Nicole, she after her first deadlift, she normally calms down. It's like, okay, I'm on the scoreboard. I can like chat to that person and have fun here. And it's like I can't do that. I need to be like, and what bugs me is I'm a friendly person. So before I only get nervous like when it's like, okay, cool, you're done warming up, you're about to get to the platform. So before then, I'm chatting everyone up. I'm making new friends. I'm being as friendly as possible. And now suddenly it's like, okay, I want to go super introvert now, but I can't because I've been chatting all these bastards up for the last 20 minutes. And now they want to keep talking to me.
I'm exactly the same. Like I've never ever worn earphones when I'm competing too. I've always thought, oh no, like when I first started competing and I saw the powerlifters with their headphones on and like getting in the zone, I thought, okay, what's that all about? Never quite understood it, because I also wanted to chat. Like I'm new at the sport. I want to meet everybody. And I was actually like too much. I could see like some powerlifters would get like a little bit irritated with me because I just wanted to talk to you and I was happy all the time and I was jumping around. And like now I'm like, okay, I totally understand the headphone thing. I think I need to buy myself some headphones so that people can see they can't come talk to me. And it's also like, I don't want to be rude because I'm also a very friendly person, the rudest person on earth at powerlifting meet, because I get like that too. I'm so nervous that I actually can't talk to anybody.
Yeah. No, but like, tell me, it was with your kids now, like, and then balancing whole being a mom thing. I can imagine like what you're doing is actually quite inspirational to them as well. I mean, like they're not a lot of examples of like strong, powerful, physically commanding women in the world in general. So like, how has that been like? Have you like tried to like steer them towards that direction? Have you tried to get them into barbell sports? Have you tried just instill the way of thinking of powerlifting? Like, well, what's been your approach there?
I'm very much, and Bruce too, we're very much into sports and like team sports especially. Like we want them to try everything, but I've never really pushed them into a sport as a mom. Like I've never done that. Like they must come to me and they must say to me, Mom, I tried out hockey today and I really love it. I'm going to give it a bash and I will go and buy you the hockey stick and I will be there screaming for you, etc., etc. But I've never ever been the mom who's been like, it's hockey practice. Oh, sorry about that. It's hockey practice today, and you need to play hockey today. Like, I've just never ever been like that way. But with my lifting and stuff, they are extremely supportive. I mean, my kids are always asking me what I've lifted. They're always chatting to their friends about us too, like their mom and dad who lifts all these weights. What, like, they're always asking me questions, which I appreciate, and it actually makes me feel good. Like, I know they're proud of me, and I love that. I love that I can make them proud. So yeah, my kids are awesome. Love them to bits.
No, that's incredible. It's I find in not so much in powerlifting, but in like everyday fitness world, like normally having kids is normally the kiss of death of being competitive or reaching a high level. So it's always really nice to see, like, no man, there's examples of where like you can be a mom, you can be a wife, you can be a husband, you can have other responsibilities and still find the 1 or 2 hours you need for yourself.
Yes. I mean, I only really became competitive in anything really after I had kids. I mean, before kids, I mean, I used to do Tybo in the, do you remember Tybo, Billy Blanks?
Billy Blanks.
Yes, I used to do Tybo in the lounge, like, as my exercise regime. And then I had kids, and then I actually only really started to like get strong and fit and whatever after I had kids. So that's definitely a fallacy. I mean, kids won't slow you down. In fact, I think it actually makes you stronger, because being a mom is like one of the hardest jobs in the world. So that must never ever turn anybody off. Like, if you want to have kids, do it. You only live once, and I promise you, I mean, you will regret not having kids one day when you're old and you have no kids running around or grandkids. So don't put it off. Rather have kids. I mean, I only started the CrossFit thing. I mean, I had Stella when I was 28. And I only started being competitive in CrossFit after that. And I only started powerlifting when I was like 34. So, I mean, that's later in life. So, I mean, you really, really don't have to worry about stuff like that.
But tell me, a lot of people, because typically powerlifters tend to peak around the 35 to 40 mark, and you starting at 34, like what do you think your key to starting so late and still reaching such an elite level, bordering on the best powerlifter or the strongest powerlifter the country's ever seen in the female category? Like, what's been your key to success?
You know what? I had a really good, strong foundation before I started powerlifting. So CrossFit, I mean, people say nasty things about it, and some of them are true, some of them are not. But I had a good foundation, and with strength, I am blessed with a certain amount of strength. I mean, if I think before I was even lifting weights, and I met Bruce, and he like introduced me to the weights in the gym and stuff like that. I mean, I wasn't like weak for someone who just started training. So I think each year, I mean, I do wonder sometimes if I had started powerlifting younger, what I would be lifting now, being almost 40. But yeah, I don't think I've peaked yet. I think I'm still peaking, and I think I'm still going to pull some decent numbers in my 40s.
I would not bet against you, and I don't think any smart person would either. You're definitely your trajectory, because I've known you, we've known each other for a couple of years now. It's just like every time I saw you on the platform, it was just significantly better than last time.
Yes,
So
yes.
there's no reason to suspect the trend won't continue.
1,000%. I mean, I've been powerlifting since 2017. I mean, my first comp, my squat was 110, and my bench was 70, and my deadlift was 165. So, I mean, I'll never ever forget that comp. And every single comp that I've competed in, I've just done better and better. I've never done worse, which is also such a great goal of mine too. Like, that's also just been one of my goals. If I can just compete and just do a little bit better than the last time I competed, I'm happy. And I've done that. So I'm like super proud of that too.
Yeah, it's incredible. Now tell me, did you start with Lil as your coach from day one? Like, what was the journey like?
Yes, I mean, that is quite an awesome story too. So I was doing CrossFit, and obviously I owned a CrossFit box, and in Belito, but I was a little bit over some of the. I was over a lot of it really, and I loved the strength part of CrossFit. And obviously, I followed OTG on Facebook and all that jazz. And Lil was, she was running a competition actually at the time, and she was looking for a female athlete. She was looking for a female athlete that they couldn't have any powerlifting background, and she wanted to take this female to an elite level. So I thought, flip, I mean, I'm not weak. I do have a good foundation. Let me enter, and if I win, it was meant to be, because I've always wanted to like dip my toe in powerlifting, but I was always just too scared. To start something new is crazy. So emailed her, put in my application, and then she sent me an email back, and I asking a few questions and whatever, replied to her, and I actually won that competition. And me and another girl, Amelia, Amelia, who competes in IPF. She was the other girl. Yes. So her and I won that competition. Okay. Yes, yeah. And I've never looked back. Lil has literally been my number one coach from the beginning. She's believed in me. I mean, sometimes I look at my programming and I'm like, what's this chick on? She must be on drugs or something. Like, what the hell? And then I'll message her and I'm like, oh, did you make a mistake in my program? She's like, no, Weenie, I believe in you. You can do this. And I do it. So she is just excellent. She's held my hand. She's literally been the person who's gotten me to where I am now. And couldn't be more honored.
No, that's amazing. That's an awesome story. And that's it's a testament to every one of Lil's athletes I've spoken to say very similar things about her. It's just a testament to how good a coach she is, how good a person she is in general. It's absolutely awesome.
She loves about coaching. She's passionate about powerlifting, and that's why she's done so well. And her athletes love her so much. Like, we respect her because she cares about us, and that's all you can really ask for.
Yeah, they don't call it the Dawn for nothing.
Yes. Absolutely.
But Winnie, I really appreciate you coming on. This has been absolutely awesome. Is there anything you want to say in closing before I let you go?
No, just thank you so much for having me on here. Like, it's been a blast. I can't believe we've spoken for like 40 minutes already.
Yeah, pretty much.
Absolutely an honor, and what you're doing is amazing. I mean, this is amazing what you're doing, especially in South African strength sports. We don't have this actually. So this is awesome. Well done to you, and thank you.
Thank you. I do appreciate you. I'm here all week. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you at Nationals, because I'm probably going to be there too, if I can hold my body together from breaking, because I think I tweaked my QL at gym this morning. So
no,
I'm going to wake up tomorrow and decide if it's a big deal or not.
Hopefully it's nothing, but we'll see you there regardless. Yeah.
I've had worse, so I'm thinking I can still walk. I can still walk around, and I can still kind of bend. So it's probably not a big deal.
We'll my gosh, kind of bend.
kind of. But like, I can only kind of bend at the best of times anyway, so it's fine.
I hear you. I'm actually seeing the chiropractor tomorrow too. So I mean, we are all in the same boat.
I love how I was chatting to my massage therapist who I saw today. Like, I was like, emergency sesh, need you. And I was saying how, because she's also a powerlifter, Clarissa Annandale. And I was saying how, like,
yes, I know her.
Yeah, right. Yeah. She also works with Lil. Yeah. Yes. She's my go-to. So I was chatting to her. I was like, it's actually a blessing and a curse, because powerlifting has given me a really high pain tolerance. So I don't actually know how bad this is, because it's not excruciating for me. But if this happened to the average person, they might think it's an emergency. So I'm not actually sure how big a deal it is.
Oh my gosh. No, I totally understand. Well, hopefully it's not too bad. Keep me posted.
I'll keep you posted. I have my eyes set on the meet I want to do this year, and I got big things in the works. So I'm not gonna let my body slow me down. If I need to get some replaced parts, it's fine. We'll do it. We'll just We gaan aan.
Me too. Me too. That's our mantra this year. We're not letting our bodies slow us down.
That's the one. It's a dangerous mantra, but I like it. Winnie, thanks so much. You have been absolutely awesome. And to everyone watching, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one.